Howdy everyone. Hoping everybody's had a good Christmas, got everything they want. I got a surprise this lovely Christmas day. Something that's been lost for a while. Brother kind of misplaced, has come back, and it's got some history we can share here. This would be the lost motor for my first derby car. I'd have to go back and find the first most aggressive trophy and paycheck I got. I believe 2003, 2004 Arizona State Fair. This was my first sponsored car from when I worked at a Cadillac dealership. Freebie car they gave me. It was a 1984 Chevy Caprice. This is an 84 305. I know most people think not much from a derby motor. I know a lot of people like to run built motors, but this thing's been through 30 plus derbies. It just keeps kicking. Strange story about this though, why it was lost. Because of my goofy valve covers. I had even painted the intake to look like an aluminum manifold. It's all bone stock. That chrome cover and valve cover, air cleaners and all that on it. So when my brother had it, he mistakenly sold it to a guy as a built 350. The guy was looking for a motor that had all the brackets and pulleys, which this sort of did at one time. Kind of messed up now, but anyways. So the guy took the motor, tore it apart without, one thing guys, check these numbers back here. It tells you if it's a 305, 350. But anyways, yeah, he took it all the way to the machine shop, had it torn down to rebuild it, and found out it was a 305. So he wasn't too happy. It was nice enough to put it back together for me and give it to my brother and get his money back. But anyways, so this motor is back, which I'm kind of glad. I know some of you are thinking, why would you want a motor? It's had so many derbies on it. This is a well-proven engine. Still, last derby was in, you can see it was on the, actually the one I won. This motor was there. My brother was driving a pinkish looking car, and he was saying it had pretty much power. In fact, it kind of did. It broke an axle, which, how many 305s break axles? So, but anyways, motor's always been good. I had a 700 R4 attached to it when I ran it. That was the only problem I had with it. That tranny would slip, and then it just seemed like it was gutless. But then my brother's been running it with a 400 tranny behind it, and that's pretty good power. So, but now this will probably be going in my Laughlin car if I get it built. I can go look at an 85 Lincoln Town car. Maybe if I get it, it'd be the first Ford I built. The only thing is, I need to come up with a name for this motor. I know as goofy as that sounds, but I'm a little superstitious. This motor's never placed in the money. It's gotten its most aggressive, like Mad Dog awards, but that's about it. Now, my winningest motor right there, the 307, which has been, we've gone on the discussion of this motor under engine fire up. A lot of people argue there's no such thing as a Chevy 307. Yeah, whatever, keep arguing it. That motor's name is Rogue. After the first derby car it was in, it put up a hell of a fight. Got a third place. Against 4 roundbacks, it came in third place. So that's not too bad. It was an 89 Buick Estate wagon, so I was pretty proud of it. Only problem with that motor, when it gets hot, because it's got high compression, it tends to start wanting to try and seize up or loses more power. Keeps running now. And the second motor back there, one of the newest, its name is Black Betty, just like the song. And that motor's already proven itself. The only difference between this one and that one is this one's much looser, so when it gets hot, it's not affected. It still has just as much power at the end of a derby with no radiator as it does in the beginning of a derby with a radiator on it. But like we've already got a video on putting this one back together since it broke the balancer. We'll see. We might put it off since I gotta build headers for that. And building headers for an Oldsmobile is a lot harder than building headers for a Chevy small block. Because you can practically just go take any old Chevy headers and modify them for derbies. You know, have them turned up. A lot easier. Only problem, that was another problem I had. This one's got a little bitty 1.5-inch tubes, which was fine. When I ran this one, the only headers I could find at the time were like monster 1.75 inches, so it just, that was another thing that just kind of killed the power on it. And my brother kept the headers, which is fine. He doesn't have the ability to build them, so we'll get this one put back together. I guess got plenty of 400. So we'll get this one put back together, and then it's time to come up with a name. You guys can come up with a name if you want. And no, I'm not going to call it Stupid 305 or anything like that, or Boat Anchor. So we'll see. See ya.